Yeah, stuck in my gut the whole time. Should have worn my Spanx.
Right? Suck it in.
Step into the light, let's take a look around. Got the keys to your dreams, let's break it down from the roof to the floor. This house has a story. Real estate secrets, let's uncover the truth. Element inspection would guide you, move to element inspection. We'll show you the way to find your perfect home. Come join us today.
All right, guys, I got Wade Betz here with Winning with Wade. So, Wade, tell me what does winning with Wade mean?
That's my brand.
Your brand. You're not a real estate agent. You're in mortgage, right?
Yep, for almost 20 years.
Normally we have real estate agents on the show.
I know, way to diversify.
Yeah, this will be refreshing.
No, it's good. Actually, the brand came from back in the day. I decided that I was going to do video in my business. So I went from like never, ever doing a video to, you know what, I'm going to do a video blog, a vlog at the time, which I know that sounds ridiculous now, but like that was kind of cutting edge, 10 plus years ago.
Uh-huh.
So I was going to name it Wading Through Your Day. And I told that to my wife, and she's like, that seems kind of like Eeyore, like wah, wah, wah. Like you gotta, it needs to be a little peppier. How about Winning with Wade? I'm like, yes, love it. So everything that I do is Winning with Wade. Websites, social handles, email addresses, the whole bit. So you will either win with me or because of me, but I'll make sure you win.
What does that mean?
Winning?
Yeah.
It can be anything that that it needs to be. So a lot of times, like, I'm not the cheapest, but they come to me for advice and I'll shoot them straight. So sometimes it's because, and I'm just using an example here, we run into a lot of new construction. Mm-hmm. Well, some of those incentives that they throw out are really pretty good.
They're insane.
They can be.
Yeah.
We still win about half the time, but the other half, like, I'm gonna make sure you win. So let me see what they're putting in front of you. I'll shoot you straight because I can't be all things to all people.
Right.
But I'll make sure that you win, with or without me.
What does your normal client look like?
At this stage of my career, I mean, I've got some specifics. So my average client these days has pretty good credit. They're putting on average 22% down, and they're
22%.
So if you don't track your numbers, you don't care. If you don't track, you don't care. My coach.
So what is that? So I mean, realistically, the market today, houses I look at that I actually like are $600,000 or $700,000
easily.
Yeah, which 10 years ago would have been an insane idea. Now it seems like the norm. So what are people bringing to the table? $150,000?
Some. The contract I got this morning before I came here, the guy's putting $400,000 down on a $1.2 million property. So it's more than 20%.
Yeah.
But for all those people that are putting hundreds of thousands of dollars down, there's the first-time home buyer putting 3 to 5% down.
Right.
So just on average, at this stage of my career, I'm usually dealing with either next home purchases, move-up purchases, or even sometimes the children of the clients that I helped, decades ago.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
The children of the clients that you helped a long time ago, my generation is the first generation for many, many years that has delayed home buying by a decade, really, realistically. Millennials and younger have to delay their home buying by a decade. What does that look like for you? How do you navigate that? Because
a lot of it's the student loan
yes.
debt. So you'd be absolutely shocked at some of the stuff we see on credit reports for the amount of student loans. And then also like what they're doing professionally now that they have that. So like I've got some people that graduate with hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loan debt, and they've got like a teaching certification, like an education degree.
We're making $60,000.
Yeah, and I love that profession. My wife is a teacher.
Right.
But it's like, I mean, you got to kind of weigh the debt that they're taking on with what their profession and their earning potential is going to be. A lot of it's misinformation at the student loan level, because it's very easy to get a student loan. But once you do, it can really delay launching into the next phase of your life. And so for us, I pay for a service that helps me analyze the federal student loan debt of my borrowers to see if they might be eligible for an income-based repayment plan, which can really help lower their monthly debt obligation, and then help them get into the home that they want. So, but it's a lot.
Yeah,
Most
it
borrowers
was
have
a very, I mean, for when I was in high school and then plus or minus 5 or 6 years on each side of it, I remember constantly get a student loan, get a degree, and you're going to be paid 6 figures when you get out because you'll be above the competition because you have a student or you have a degree in something. That was that American dream sold to kind of my generation.
Reality is a little bit different.
Yeah, and now it's dual income is not an option, it's mandatory. It used to be husband can go to work and wife can go if she wants to. Now it's they have to be able to even come talk to you realistically, right?
I'll tell you the same thing my teenager told me when I complained about something one day. He said, inflation's a bitch, Dad. So it's the reality of it is things cost more.
Yes.
Inflation is fantastic for assets that you own.
Right.
Already own.
Already own.
Home prices, that's great. Stock portfolio, that's great. What inflation is also really good for is inflating away the real world impact of your fixed rate mortgage debt. So if you've got a mortgage at 7% and inflation's at 3%, your after inflation rate of that mortgage is only 4%. So when you had those COVID rates years ago where the rates were actually 3%, but inflation was like 7%, you're actually making money having your property financed. It was wild.
That's an odd way to look at it.
So the people that prepay their mortgages when they're at like the 3% interest rates, terrible financial decision. They would be much better off funneling that excess money into their retirement accounts, whatever, because inflation is going to increase the value of those assets while inflating away the real world impact of their financial debt, their fixed rate financial debt.
What do you say to someone that says, listen, I know logically it doesn't make sense, but emotionally, I have the money in the bank, I want to pay it off just to know.
Do it.
That
You
I'm
do whatever
secure.
you need to do to sleep well at night. It
Yeah.
is what supersedes the metrics. Because even though I just made that argument, like in a vacuum, that sounds great. Well, what happens if you've got a recession right when I need those monies and now it's not enough? You see those types of things come up. But in a vacuum, most American consumers would be better off making sure they've got an emergency fund set up, they don't have any high interest rate debt, credit cards, auto loans, et cetera. They've funded their IRAs and 401ks. They're funneling excess money into their retirement account. They're making the minimum mortgage payment on their home while inflation increases that value, inflates away the fixed debt, and inflates the value of the financial assets. Like if you're young enough, that could be like multiple 7 figures difference at retirement for people.
I bought a rental property when I was 27. I'm 35 now, and I bought it for $108,000. And last time I checked on Zillow or just asked anybody to do an appraisal, it's exactly 3 times the value of what I bought it for 7 years prior.
Yeah. Yeah, the rate of return, I can't do that kind of spot math, but that's a massive annual return in that, massive. And so you don't get that type of return from most other investments. So it's a very powerful driver of net worth. It's one of the main reasons I'm thankful I do what I do, where I do it, because I've got friends in other parts of the country and it is not quite as sunshine and rainbows.
I was going to ask you that. So in this area, the property values have gone stupid. I mean, let's be real. They inflated at a rate that did not match anyone's income inflation in this area.
Right.
You got a 5% raise, but houses went up 30% in the same time period. Do you, because that kind of, it skews the class separation, the difference in clientele, do you find yourself going out towards, because Houston didn't have the same effect that we had in Dallas, do you find yourself, because your license is Texas-wide, right?
I'm licensed in over 30 states.
Okay.
Most of the business I do is in Texas, though. DFW specifically.
All right. What percentage of your business do you think is in DFW?
85%.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Now, would you say that you have the luxury of having those clients because you've been in the business for so long? Or is it something that anyone jumping into the profession would find just as easy to get 85% of their business from the surrounding area? Because I've talked to other mortgage brokers that say it's kind of hard to sell mortgages here right now because of that inflation of the house price.
It can be, but honestly, anytime I get grumpy about how the market is, I go back to some words that my mentor shared with me. I was complaining to him about the market, and I wanted him to be a friend and be like, "It's okay, Wade. It'll get better. Just hang in there." And he was a mentor. He goes, "Let me ask you a question. Are there deals happening in your area?" I'm like, "In the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex? Yeah, man. There's like thousands of them." He goes, "Well, then you don't have a market problem, you have a market share problem. So go out and do those things that you need to do, that you know you need to do to get your little share of the market." I was like, "Oh my God, coach, like why did you shoot me straight like that?" That's not what I wanted to hear, but it was absolutely true. So there's opportunity everywhere.
We run the math every once in a while just for that clarification in our own brains, because my inspection business has about 2% of the market in DFW.
Nice.
We have 2% of the whole market.
It's a big market too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's usually like 1.8, 1.9 is where we hover. And the market can go down in gross sales, but as long as we maintain that, we're doing well. And then if we can increase our market share, so we have this weird dichotomy, and you have to live with the math in your head. We're doing less business total because the market is slowing.
Right.
Right? But our market share increases, which means if we retain those agents that are using our services,
Right.
when the market increases again, we'll exponentially grow. But it's a real mind screw as you're going through it, going, I know I'm gaining market share, but why are we still not making more money?
It doesn't feel good while you're in it.
It doesn't.
And I'll tell you what, so some statistics. There's hundreds of thousands of loan officers licensed nationwide, all right? But of the ones that close, on average, just $200,000 of loans per month, which is not even a full single unit in a month. There's less than 65,000 of us nationwide that average 200,000 or more per month in loan origination volume. So you're talking about market share, like it's not just an 80-20. It is way different. There are way fewer of us.
95-5.
Yeah, there are way fewer of us that do good, solid business. So we're picking up market share right now. It doesn't feel like that because we're working 3 times as hard for half the money right now.
Right.
But when the market shifts, and it always does, I've been through numerous cycles like this, when that dam breaks, it's a glorious thing. So I tell my team,
retain your agents.
100%.
Do whatever you have to, because when they get busy,
Yeah,
you
and
go
if you've
bananas.
ignored them the whole time, then you've got real problems.
Right.
So I told my team it's a 2-car NASCAR race. There's the prospecting car, which I just need you to leave out on the track nonstop. Just keep running that prospecting car. And the other car is your systems. So that needs to be in the pit stop being worked on nonstop as well. So when the dam breaks and you got the market that shifts and now everything's picking up, if you haven't worked on your systems, your prospecting car then like explodes.
right.
So it has to be both, and it's hard to do that, to do both. That's why most sales professionals yo-yo, because they're prospect, they get the deals in, they work on them, they don't prospect, and then they come through the other side, and now they don't have anything in their pipeline. They got to go prospect again, and the cycle repeats itself. So it's hard to continuously prospect. So like on the drive over here, I had my call sheet in the car. All of my clients that are having birthdays today and tomorrow got birthday calls. I made all the other calls. Yeah, so it's like you got to always be prospecting.
How many, you kind of work like us where you rely somewhat on real estate agents to feed business to you.
Somewhat.
We are very heavily reliant on real estate agents. That's how we work the majority of our deals. But you have a 50-50 mix probably?
No, actually, I'm pretty unusual for loan officers. I'm never less than 65% of my closings coming from my past clients.
Okay.
Never. And I've been as high as 90% some years. Wow. So I work with a couple of really quality referral partners looking to add a few more. So if you're watching, call me up, hit me up. But the reality is my business is set up to be past client dominant. And yes, I of course work with referral partners and title partners and some
Sure.
ancillary real estate adjacent professions. But the vast majority of my focus goes to taking care of my past clients because they already know, like, and trust me, and they can introduce me to people that I can help. So it's a triangle of trust. They already trust me, therefore the next person that they refer to me should trust me.
What could a new mortgage broker expect to, if they hustled, what could they realistically expect to make?
In their first year, it depends. It's probably 6 months before they get a paycheck. Just that's the expectation. Can it be sooner? Absolutely. But the expectation when I'm talking to new to the industry loan officers, about 6 months to get a paycheck, and then that next 6 months, you can make nearly 6 figures in it. I mean, upper 5 figures.
Yeah.
And then year 2, you should be 6 figures. Year 3 through 5, you should be in multiple 6 figures. I know quite a few people that make 7 figures, but they work on their systems nonstop.
They have a
and
team, I would
prospect. Oh my God, yes. There's like 20 different hands that touch a file to make a closing happen.
Okay.
So it takes a village.
How many
Yeah.
people are on your team?
So I run a pretty big branch. So my personal production team, I've got 6 or 7.
Okay.
But for the branch, I've got 42 loan officers that I lead. And then if you add the operations team members as well, probably another 25 or so. So we're growing. So world domination, one family at a time.
What makes a mortgage broker that's coming into the industry, what makes them fail quicker than anything else? I mean, besides the obvious of just being an ass.
I don't know that it's mortgage broker specific. I think it's salesperson specific. So what I mean by that is I think most salespeople fail to recognize or grasp how much they're going to truly have to prospect to get that flywheel moving. So if you've ever seen like a flywheel, like it takes so much effort to just
to
move
move
it
it,
the
yeah.
tiniest little bit.
Once it's moving, though.
But once it's moving, it runs nonstop. So like, do I have to beat the streets and prospect as much as I do? No. But that flywheel would eventually slow down and stop. So I'm gonna keep pushing.
We have not too long ago, I started a plumbing business.
Okay.
And we specialize in water filtration.
Nice.
And sales guys, we tell them, my inspection business provides about 25 to 30% of the leads because we do water testing.
Right.
And it's a warm lead. While we're doing the inspection, my inspector says, hey, guy that owns this company also owns a plumbing company. You have high chlorine. If you'd like to hear from them, I will check the box. If you don't,
Right.
we won't solicit
No
you.
pressure.
Yeah, and I'll check this box. And most people say, sure, I'll listen to the sales pitch.
Right.
We give those leads to the sales guys.
Of course.
25% of the leads come from that. The other 75% come from just your network, getting out there, social media, door knock, just knock on doors.
I had a door-to-door sales job in college. It was fantastic. A lot of experience.
You
with
can
that.
knock on 100 doors and not sell one, and then next week knock on 10 doors and sell 5 of them.
Yep. It's that whole go for no.
Yeah. And they make it because we pay them 10%, and the average sale is about $5,000, so they can make $500 per sale.
Yep.
Which, if you hustle, you make $2,000-$3,000 in a week.
That door-to-door sales job was one of the best sales experience I ever had.
Yeah.
It took a while to get going, but
Oh,
it's
the
good
discouragement,
life.
the amount of doors being closed in your
Oh,
face.
not that, just being sprayed with hoses, the whole bit. Like
Yes.
it's a different animal.
It
So when I'm
hardens you.
sitting there, oh my God, yeah. But when I'm sitting there talking to real estate agents about door knocking, I think they think that I just sit behind a desk all day. It's like, no, I've done all of the things. So you got to do what you got to do to get business
It
in the door.
works, though. If you door knock for weeks or months at a time,
Anything works if you work it. Is the key.
it's true.
Any diet works if you do it.
We started the door hangers. We're still working on it, and I haven't quite figured out. I've got 90% of it, but we're hanging a little baggie on the door hanger that has a test strip in it so that they can just test their chlorine by themselves. And so it's got a little QR code that takes a video of me dipping it, showing them how to do it.
I like it.
Put it in for 5 seconds, pull it out, let it dry for a minute, and then compare it and how much chlorine is in your water. And if it's over this, call us.
It's like a lead magnet. I like it.
Yeah, it encourages people to test it themselves. Of course, they're going to think that the one I provided is always going to test super high.
It's
but
like the coin flip where both heads,
exactly.
both sides are heads. No, it's great though because it lets them self-select and raise their hand.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone likes their own ideas best.
Yes. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we push that. And then, like you were saying, the door-to-door guys, they don't last very long if they're not They're not really in it. They just.
I mean, they got to hustle. So that's the thing with salespeople in general, not mortgage, not real estate, not inspections. You have to prospect more than you think you need to do.
Oh yeah.
And then my advice is you have to track your prospecting. So I've literally tracked my prospecting on a sales activity tracker every day of every week of every month of every year since January of 2015. And it's literally a paper form. It's in my car right now. It comes with me everywhere. I've got them all in a binder.
So you have a lot of systems in place that you follow.
You know what SYSTEM stands for? Saving you stress, time, energy, and money. So that's why you have systems. And it works out really, really well.
What do your kids say when you tell them that? I assume you say that all the time.
No, not to them. They would tease me mercilessly because I got teenage boys. So mom's the angel, dad lives under the bus is how it is in my house.
You were telling me before we started about your YouTube and how the thumbnail of the one that you use.
Yeah, he had my birthday back in May, and he did a handwritten birthday card for me, and he used the thumbnail of my latest YouTube video as like the cover of my birthday card. And then just to make sure he knew how boring my mortgage content was, he put like 3 views in 18 hours on the front of my birthday card.
On your
it's
thumbnail.
Like, thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Oh, and then on my Father's Day card, he put on the inside of it, he's like, can't wait for you to get to like 200 subscribers or whatever it was. It's like, dude, this is like Father's Day. You're coming after me? Oh my goodness.
That's how you know he likes you.
Oh, yeah, we have a good relationship, but it's still funny. But the key is the consistency.
Mm-hmm.
So like YouTube, building up my channel. I'm doing 2 long-form YouTube videos per week. I use those. I use the transcripts of those to help me build SEO optimized content for my blog. And over time, like I now rank as #1 on Best Dallas Mortgage Broker.
Wow.
I've got hundreds of Google reviews. So like it's the consistency of it. So I've got friends that generate tens of millions of dollars of closings a year from their social channels. The difference is that they're in year 8, 9, and 10 of doing that, and I'm only in year 4. So they've just been doing it longer. So it's all the consistency of it, which really makes a big impact.
Well, this thing started with me and 2 iPhones, and I would go to people's office, and it was terrible.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah. Now we have cameras, lights, microphones.
The whole bit.
Yeah. Goes to a professional editor.
Things evolve.
And more people now are actually eager to come on rather than me like, please, can I interview?
Right. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
No, it makes a big difference. So you are what you consistently do. You are basically what your habits make you. So it's good. You should be getting the habit of content creation. On my schedule, I've got 2 different time blocks, one for content planning, one for content filming. Never in the same sitting, always different because it's a different mindset that you have to be in to accomplish those tasks.
That's very true. What would you tell first-time home buyers? What would be the best if they had a year to plan to get everything in line to come chat with you? What would you encourage them to do?
Couple of things, and that's a wonderful question. So for starters, even if you're going to utilize a down payment assistance program, realize that only covers down payment, not closing cost.
Okay.
So you still got to have
and that's
several
in the thousands
thousand
of
dollars.
Yeah.
Just a very rough rule of thumb is closing costs are anywhere from 3 to 4% of the sales price. It could be less, regional things come into play here, but just 3 to 4% if you're using a back of the napkin estimate. So down payment assistance covers the down payment, and it almost always comes at the expense of a much higher interest rate as well. So if you're on TikTok and you're looking for real estate advice for first-time home buyers, those programs exist, but they're not all they're cracked up to be. So if you're planning on going down that route, you still need to have some savings of your own and or be able to receive a gift from a family member. Or if that's not the case, you need to hope that you find a property where the seller is willing and able to provide seller closing cost contributions, which that's not always possible, okay? So if you're a first-time home buyer, start saving some money. Most people are buying a home that has a payment that's above where they're renting. So I want you to be comfortable making that higher payment. So, if your rent is $1,500 and your mortgage payment is going to be $2,000, I want you saving that $500 difference per month right now to be used to making a $2,000 a month payment. And the benefit of that is now you've saved thousands of dollars over the course of the year as well.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing. Make sure to monitor your credit. I personally like myfico.com. That's what I use to track my own family's credit score. The reason that that site specifically is that they sell you a FICO credit score, which is what lenders use. Most of the other sites, they'll sell you a credit score, but it's not a FICO credit score.
Right.
So it's like apples and oranges.
What's a low FICO credit score that would still qualify for a decent rate? I know there's a lot to look at, but
Yeah.
just the
Anything
score.
under 620 is going to be more challenging. That's probably going to be an FHA type loan. Those are fantastic for first-time home buyers or with people with less than perfect credit scores. The traditional financing, the conventional Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae type stuff, that is typically 700 and above credit scores. And then my personal favorite is VA financing. I absolutely love VA financing. If every American was eligible for a VA loan, they would absolutely take advantage of that program. It's the best loan in America,
Yeah,
by hands down.
it is.
Yeah.
We have to do special requirements for VA when we do the inspection. There's the WDI, and sometimes they call us back out for re-inspects.
Yep.
They want to know that the house is livable.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that. It has to be safe, sound, and sanitary. But that's true for any loan program. But VA and FHA in particular, they care about the wood destroying insect report. And that's something that's not in every state, by the way, but most of the southern states.
Yeah.
There's just like a pocket of the north where it's not a requirement. But here in Texas, it
Oh,
absolutely is.
definitely. Yeah. Right on. You got anything else to add?
No, just plan ahead. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're looking to buy a home, don't just wake up one day and like, oh, I'm going to go buy a home. Could it work out? It might, but it's never too early to have a conversation with a professional about what yes looks like. So if you're a year or two out, that's okay. Loop somebody in that can help
Yeah.
and lay out the roadmap for what success looks like. Because it's much better to stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
There you go. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to put Wade's information down in the description below. Text, email, call him, bug him, ask him a million questions. He'll be happy to talk to you. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
It's much better to stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
There you go. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to put Wade's information down in the description below. Text, email, call him, bug him, ask him a million questions. He'll be happy to talk to you. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right.
Oop, I didn't mean to back into your thing.